Go on in. OCSL, how you feeling this morning? If we could all stand for the opening congregational song that you should be able to see on your screen. Allow Spirit to come into the space and use us. Stars are all of creation. God is creator, makes all in all, leading us to shine His light as me, as you. Sing it with me. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, command my hands. What must they do? Command my life. It's here for you. Got it. 'Cause God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. Leading to shine His light as me, as you so use me, oh God. I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Thank you. Sounded great.
Good morning. Great to see you all. Hope you got into some good trouble yesterday. I'm troublemaker Robert Leeds. I use he, him pronouns, and I'd like to thank our one and only maestro, Kev Choice. And let's give some love to our entire AV team. Welcome to the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, where we teach spiritual principles and practices that nourish us, uplift us, and celebrate our oneness with all of life. A special welcome to those of you joining us for the very first time. We're so glad you are here in the sanctuary with us. Please raise your hand and someone will bring you a welcome packet. Any first-timers? Also, a big welcome to everyone who is joining us on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Make sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter so you can learn about all the great things that are happening here at the Oakland Center. We respectfully acknowledge that here in the Bay Area, we gather on the traditional land of the indigenous Ohlone people. We honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who stewarded these lands for countless generations. It is our custom to bless our children everywhere that they are, many of them over in the education building next door. Okay, here we go. We bless all the children in our community and the world. We love you, we see you, we know the truth of who you are. You are unique expressions of God, and we are grateful to have you in our lives. And so it is. The season for nonviolence is coming to a close on April 4th. It's been a 64-day global observance honoring the anniversaries of the passing of Mohandas Gandhi and Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King. It's an opportunity to reflect on the principles of nonviolence and to commit to creating peace within yourself and the world around you. Our youth and family ministry has been delighting us each Sunday with reading the affirmation, and I assume they will be here again today. We're also coming to the conclusion of Lent on April 2nd. One practice is to choose something that distracts you from staying grounded and fast from it during this Lenten time. Fast and pray for greater groundedness, focus, and serenity. We've been celebrating National Women's History Month in March, recognizing the contributions of women in history and contemporary society. We celebrate in March, corresponding with the International Women's Day on March 8th. Today is Palm Sunday, a time of reflection and remembrance as we honor a moment of peace, hope, and the journey towards renewal. Passover this year will be observed from April 1st to April 9th, also a time of remembrance, reflection, and honoring freedom and renewal. Join our social justice ministry today after service from 1 to 3 p.m. in the social hall. Usually we do that the first Sunday, but we moved it to today because of Easter. We engage in sacred activism to help create a world that works for everyone and to nurture a center that is intentionally inclusive for all. Join us this Wednesday, our midweek Oasis virtual service, 6:30 to 7:30 for a discussion of our daily readers. You can visit our website, oaklandcsl.org, for the Zoom link. We're celebrating Easter next Sunday, April 5th. It's a special time to come together in reflection, renewal, and joy as we honor the spirit of new beginnings. We look forward to celebrating with you. The Women's Spiritual Empowerment Group is in session and meets monthly after Sunday service for 2 more sessions on April 19th and May 17th after service. Save the date for our Vibration of Healing experience happening on Saturday, May 2nd from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. here at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. Join us for 3 individual events, but it'll be for a full day of connection, renewal, and uplifting experiences designed to support your well-being. More information will be coming soon. We are currently looking for volunteers to help in several areas, including greeters, the AV team, facilities youth support, and the bookstore. If you're interested in volunteering, please contact me or Nancy Hester. Nancy, are you here today? Nancy Hester, you know Nancy. The 2 of us are the co-leads for the volunteer program right now. Thank you for supporting your community. Our nonprofit partner for March and April is the Ever Forward Club, an after-school mentoring program for underserved youth to address youth development for young men from grades 6 to 12 in 63 local schools in the areas of academic, family, community, and personal development, with mentoring and healing to reduce violence and dropout rates. Learn more about them or support their efforts by visiting www.everforwardclub.org. Our ongoing coin drive is Abundance in Action. It demonstrates that we are open at the top. We affirm that my giving blesses the world. I allow abundance to flow freely. I joyfully give and receive, and I am grateful for the overflow. There's a coin canister at the back of the sanctuary and one in the lobby. Thanks so much for your generosity. And you know, I was thinking there are 300 billion pennies that are still in circulation. We just want 1 billion of those. Is that so much to ask? So come on, bring those in. Visit the Spirit Treasure bookstore and be sure to check out our special 30% off table on books authored by women and books about goddesses across cultures as we celebrate National Women's History Month. Be sure to check our weekly newsletter, watch the information on the screens for upcoming activities, or visit oaklandcsl.org for more information about our beloved community. Also visit csl.org to find out what's happening at our Centers for Spiritual Living global organization. I know there's a number of folks here that will be heading up to Reno week after next for the CSL convention. It should be a lot of fun. Let's read together our vision and mission statement. Please stand if you are willing and able. The vision of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to joyfully reveal the love and oneness of God. We are a welcoming and inclusive spiritual community dedicated to individual transformation and collective growth. Our purpose is to love, inspire, and serve our community and the world through education, music, prayer, and play. And so it is. Have a great week.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dodie Cheney Fernandez, religious science practitioner emeritus. Okay, I have 2 readings for you, so relax and absorb these words. The first reading, consider the possibility of infinite possibility. Now, when I saw this reading, I thought, that's short. But really, if we think about it for a minute, consider the possibility of infinite possibility. So whatever you're focusing on, think about it in a wider range. That was Marianne Williamson. I added that little other part. Okay, our second reading is, service is the rent that you pay for a room on this earth. Think about that one. Robert just talked about how many volunteers we need. So, service is the rent that you pay for a room on this earth. Okay, let's go within. Knowing that there's only one life, it's the life of God that's everywhere present, expressing in each of us. That the goodness of God is right where we are. So as we release any concern, any worry, any doubt, we absorb this truth that this very presence is in us, around us, and through us, allowing us to expand and grow in consciousness, allowing us to realize that the truth of our being is life, joy, beauty, peace, health, and happiness. And as we allow ourselves to expand in this possibility, anything and everything unlike it disappears. In the goodness of God, everything is revealed in a way that shifts and moves any blockages, shifts and moves anything that's holding us from our highest and best. Just trusting and knowing that this presence, this power, is closer than hands and feet and nearer than our very breath. That this power maintains and sustains us in all that we do. We're one with God, and God is good. So I give thanks for a wonderful, wonderful service today, knowing that as we're open and receptive to it, this truth realizes itself in and around and through all that we are. I give thanks and know that Reverend Katherine Saux delivers a powerful message for us that not only uplifts us, but it stays with us to know that the truth is being revealed in all kinds of ways. And as it's being revealed, we're absorbing it, moving it in our world. I give thanks and know that as God moves through each of us, we're acceptance of this as a truth of our being. And I release this knowing that it is true. So please affirm with me by saying, and so it is. Amen.
If y'all just take a deep breath with me. As I centering myself in presenting this song that I wrote many years ago, kind of reflecting on what was going on in our world, which I really feel we're still dealing with some of the same energy and vibration, and trying to distinguish what is mine to impact. How can I be impactful as an artist and a human being? How can I inspire? And also just trying to distinguish between what's real and what's an illusion, and the things that are being pushed into our minds, into our consciousness. And just giving thanks for this space to always give me clarity, for this community, for always providing a safe space for all of us just to express and to decompress from all of the things that are going on outside. So let's give thanks. What happened to my soul? I can't feel it no more. Standing on the corner, watching all my brothers lose this war. And they don't know no better. I think the whole world's gone insane. I wanna help them, show them love, but all they recognize is pain. What have we done? It's hard for me to witness self-destruction. Never satisfied, made up your mind. Instead of struggling, you'll die hustling. And chasing dollar signs, but why when you can't buy your way to heaven? And it don't matter cause they don't believe in God. They curse him while they question his existence. It seems like we lost in a crazy illusion. Crazy illusion. A crazy illusion. And it's messing with our minds. We lost in a crazy illusion. Not focused on what's real. And everything I see is blinding me. And everything I love just makes me crazy. What happened to our pride? Used to be so beautiful and strong. Now they glamorize the worst parts of our being. It's hard for me to listen to these songs. And they play them all day long and constantly, and make it seem like this is what we want and what we need. And don't they worry about our children, how they're losing all respect and self-esteem. What have we done? So many are pretentious and pretending. Even follow false prophets predicting the whole world is ending. They take advantage of our misery from pulpits to corporations. They tell me I take things too seriously and no one wants to hear no songs of inspiration. Well, maybe I'm just lost in a crazy illusion. Crazy illusion. A crazy illusion. And it's messing with my mind. I'm lost in a crazy illusion. Trying to focus on what's real, cause everything I see is blinding me, and everything I love just makes me crazy. A crazy illusion. A crazy illusion. This world we're living in is a crazy illusion. Trying to focus on what's real. Trying to focus on what's real. and it's messing with our minds. You gotta turn the TV off, turn the news off, turn it off, turn it off. Just go outside and take a breath, take a walk, spread some love, send some light, and spread some love, spread some light. We gotta spread more love, and spread more light. Crazy illusion, crazy illusion, crazy illusion. And it's messing with our minds. We're lost in a crazy illusion. Gotta focus on what's real, cause everything we see is blind, and all the things we love just make us crazy.
Maestro, Kev Choice, amazing, amazing work, yes. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Reverend Jerry here, and I am so happy to be able to say a few words about our speaker, who is truly no guest to Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. Reverend Katherine Saux has probably functioned in every capacity of this beautiful spiritual community over the years. She's our guest speaker, again, not a guest, a family member speaker, and so I'm honored as my friend and colleague and co-lead in the women's group to welcome Reverend Katherine Saux.
Hello, hello. Hi, hi. Good morning, everyone. Good to be here. Love to be here. It's nice to see you. Well, I'm supposed to talk about being a possibilitarian. And it took me a while to learn how to say that, but I got it down. And this month's theme, which is what if, actually means quite a bit to me personally. Because it used to be that when I heard the words what if, kind of automatically thought that that was arising from an attitude of fear. You know, what if it goes wrong? What if they find out? What if I lose? You know, so yeah, the what ifs that come from a sense of limitation. Now, I am a dedicated religious scientist, and I have been for over 30 years. So when I encounter fear, I counter it with faith. That's the way I was taught, and it works. So when I hear what if from fear, for me, faith says even if. But then this month, as I was listening to this whole thing about possibility, I realized that for a long time, I think I've been walking around with my glass of understanding perhaps a tad less than half full, okay? Because yes, what if can arise from fear and from limitation, but this month, and especially today, we're going to take that question, what if, to new heights, and we're going to play with it a little bit. I heard that. You ready to play? You ready to play? Yes. Okay. So here is the kickoff. And it's a question to kick off the whole thing. What if it is possible? What if the impossible dream is not a fantasy after all, but something that together we can image into being. Something that together we can image into being. Now, when I wrote that and I thought about it, I figured in just those few seconds, a lot of different reactions and emotions may have come up. Yes, no, doubt, maybe, yeah. So what I'd like to do is let's start with getting all the race-conscious negativity about this stuff out of the way. We'll put it on the table for all to see, and then I'm going to be the cat. I'm going to go boop, 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 and knock it right off, okay? So let's start with the fact that, yes, in this world, and as you were singing, right now in this country particularly, the howling of reality is really loud. We know that. And in a world and at a time when so much attention is being focused on broken systems and seemingly insurmountable problems, the practice of wondering, daydreaming, imagining, can be equated with very useless activity. In my experience, or as I was taught, daydreaming is time wasting, pointless, and self-indulgent. Because I got told off quite a bit for daydreaming as a child. Kathy, you're supposed to pay attention, do what you're told, and do it well. Okay, I learned the lesson. And yeah, certainly showing up and doing things well have certainly served me well throughout my lifetime. Oh, but daydreaming, that was something else. And it does seem for us human beings to push imagination to the bottom of the pile of priorities when we're facing critical issues, of course. It is natural for us to see the problem, look at the problem, and try to come up with a solution to the problem by looking at the problem. But it is a psychological and a metaphysical truth that you cannot solve a problem from the same level of mindset that started it in the first place, right? Yeah? Yeah. Complex problems requires a shift in perspective, in consciousness, in mindset that is outside of and different from the level of mindset that created it in the first place. Now that's a lot of words. I'll give it to you briefly. If you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail, right? Truism. Bingo. So that's one of those kind of race-conscious negativity things about imagining that we have to deal with. And another one is, I think over the years, our culture has become imbued with cynicism. And cynicism is really defined as distrust in the goodness and the willingness of people or institutions to do the right thing. And just given all the scary and the horrible things that have been going on, I totally understand the temptation to feel cynical. But one is in that mindset of being cynical. It kind of goes like this. I don't believe you, I don't trust you, I'm turning my back on you. And where does that get us? Where does that get anybody? It's the same equivalent as, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home, right? Nothing like taking your ball and going home to make things a lot better. So, let's leave these kinds of thinking to the cat. Off it goes. And let's focus on something much more powerful, bigger and better, and definitely a lot more productive. And that is the power of imagination. Albert Einstein famously stated, I'm going to read this one, imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited to what we now know, while imagination embraces the entire world and all that ever will be known. Much bigger picture. And our founder, Ernest Holmes, warned us that fear is born of believing in limitation. Right? And he taught that imagination is the antidote, right, to limitation. Imagination breaks down the mental walls that keep us repeating small life patterns that keep giving us the same result, that keep us small. It lets us stop being a hammer and start being a transmitter of transformative energy that changes everything it touches. And I like that vision a lot better. What becomes possible when we use imagination, not just to escape, as I did kind of as a child when I was daydreaming so much, but to redesign reality itself? Does that sound impossible? To redesign reality itself. Now that sounds interesting. And I'm sure it sounds absolutely woo-woo crazy to people who don't believe as we do in the spiritual principles we teach here in religious science. In fact, we believe in our ability to redesign reality itself, and we base our lives on it. And why is that? Because we have faith in an ongoing, ceaseless, expressive process of creation in which we, as unique expressions of the divine, ultimate, final creator, we play a role. And I will speak to that role in a little bit more. Now, because here's the point. God, or whatever you care to call, that overarching consciousness from which everything emerges and to which all things return, did not just wave a wand and say, let there be life, and then take its wand and go home. No? God is godding all the time, expressing, creating, being, loving, expanding. It is vibrant, it is alive, it is movement. It is not static. Right? Meister Eckhart, my favorite mystic, he said, what does God do all day? He said, God gives birth. From all eternity, God lies on a maternity bed giving birth. Now that's a heck of an image. Now, he used the metaphor of the maternity bed. We here in religious science, we often use the metaphor of the seed, the soil, and the plant to express this whole process of ongoing creation, right? This is the divine process of the invisible moving into and becoming manifest in the visible, and there it is. Our window reflects that. Up top, that wonderful V coming down is volition, it is God, it is consciousness, it is mind doing its thing, creating, expressing. Because nothing happens without first taking place in the invisible. Nothing. It takes place in the realm of the possible, the what if, the maybe. Every scientific, tangible, practical application of learning that we know, from the chair you're sitting on to the Mars Explorer, started out the same way as the seed of an idea, a leap of imagination, a what if, in somebody's mind. And something had to happen to make it emerge into reality, right? Humans flying around like birds, yeah, right. And yes, we do it. So, imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire. You then will what you imagine. And in the end, you create what you will. What creation does, the creator does on a macro level, this we do on a micro level all the time, whether we think about it or not. We are just doing it. And this is the role I mentioned that we play. Because we are one with God, created by, immersed in, motivated, filled with God. We have the same creative capability as that beloved does. At a different level, but it's ours. Thoughts are energy. Energy becomes form, and what form it takes relies totally upon our consciousness. So yes, we get to design reality. We shape the form our reality takes in the future with every moment in the now. That's one of our most fundamental teachings here, right? And the metaphysical author and mystic Neville Goddard called imagination the divine force behind all creation. It is a superpower. It truly is. So let's go back then to what some people might call the impossible dream, our global vision of a world that works for all. What if it's not impossible? What if it's really not beyond our reach? What world does our hearts know is secretly possible? Now let's think about this. When we remember this teaching, this oneness with God, and not just occasionally as some kind of esoteric principle somebody up here talks about on Sunday, but you take it home with you and you think about it and you embody it and you embed it in your consciousness and you live from it. Something different happens. And I'll talk about an experience that I've had that I hope all of you have touched on or had or live in. When I take the time to be still, to go really quiet and go within. And I know that I know that I know that I embody oneness with Spirit right here, right now. All the weight and the worry of separation and delusion drop away. And I feel an incredible sense of freedom and power. And I remember that my ability to believe, my ability to imagine, my ability to claim as possible that which is seemingly beyond my reach is real. It functions, and it has all the support and all the yes of the universe behind it. Yeah, I heard that, yes. And when I remain steadfast in this experience, and believe me, I'm not always steadfast. You know, I'm human. I bump in and out. But when I remain steadfast in this experience, I know that I can use my thoughts and the energy of my beliefs to bridge the gap between what is now and what can be. When I can live and act as though my thoughts are already true, I become a transmitter of actuation, and I leave my limits as a hammer behind. I become a possibilitarian. There's more. And where two or more possibilitarians are gathered, there also is the one power, the one God. And if we let go of every illusion of separation, what would we dare to dream into being? Huh? What world does your heart secretly want? I mean, what if together we create a world where diversity, equity, and inclusivity is once again a driving force and a major factor in every undertaking? Yeah? What about a world in which women are honored and respected every damn day, not just once a month, you know? Yeah. Woo, right? What about a world in which resources are shared? And generosity is the coin of the realm. Give me another example. What kind of world do you imagine? Just shout it out. We don't have microphones to run, but a world that children are free and safe. I love it. Thank you. Anyone else? No poverty. Shared resources. Yes, love it. Racial equality. Love it. Yes. All of this and more. That world that works for all. Doesn't it sound good? Doesn't it sound? Would you like to have it? Then let's make it. Right? Think about all the images that we've just had running through our heads about the possible world. To be a possibilitarian. If we can hold those images and then act as if they are true now, right? We become living embodiments of what we desire. We become it. Right? We become living, breathing, expressing transmitters of actuating energy. And it prods and it pushes the unfoldment of our reality into the forms that we claim. It is simple, but it is extraordinarily profound. Believe it works, imagine it fully, and live as though it were already true. In doing this, we don't just dream of the future, we make it. We help it arrive in the forms that we are steadfastly holding as truth. Yeah. And by the way, this is not simply religious science or a metaphysical spiritual principle I'm sharing with you today. You may not know it, but I'm actually teaching you quantum mechanics. Did you know that? Well, in simplest terms possible, because that's the best I can come up with. Quantum mechanics is a branch of theoretical physics that focuses on the subatomic level of existence. Now, they have found that the basic building block of the universe is not matter, smaller and smaller and smaller atoms. No. The basic building block of the universe is consciousness, awareness, observation, purpose, choice, mind. It's that. It's that, right? And improvable tests. Quantum physicists, I love this, have demonstrated that matter is simply a wave of potentiality. Just out there humming along, doing its little thing, which isn't really a thing, it's just an ising. I'm ising along as a wave of potentiality. Until a movement of consciousness, an observation, a point of attention focuses on this wave, and it does this miracle. It collapses the wave of possibility, right, into an actual happening. Now, in the labs, what happens is the wave of possibility collapses and it becomes a particle of matter where no particle was there before. Isn't that cool? I have no idea how the science works, but it doesn't matter. But I've read enough to get that the gist of this world-shaking truth has been proven time and again, right? And you know what? Frankly, it made me laugh because now Western science is finally catching up with what ancient wisdom has taught for eons. Yeah, exactly, spiritual truth. But it's really nice to be reading about it in scientific journals, it's okay. And our founder, Ernest Holmes, now this really blew me away, and this is all about creating a new reality. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, he always taught that science and religion were not contradictory, but complementary, and that one day, spiritual principles could be empirically applied, and that science would eventually prove the mystical spiritual principles. And it's happening now. Now, Ernest started this back in 1926. And for most of the 20th century, do you think his ideas were given much credence? No. He was laughed at. He was scoffed at. He was said it'll never happen. And he held on. He lived as though everything he taught and believed was so, and by God it is. By God it is. And that's what we can do. Ernest Holmes was the ultimate possibilitarian. And he's always told us to be open at the top. And that's the what if of creativity and imagination. You need imagination to create that future that doesn't yet exist, right? And then you need to focus on it. Let's be that observer that collapses that wave of potential into something that really happens now. From the invisible into the visible, into the tangible, where you can see it. And you hold on to it, as Ernest Holmes did. Despite the naysayers, despite the cynics, despite the hammers that want to smash your dreams to little bits, and there are hammers out there, we know that. And I'm going to move from religious science to unity here as I move to close, because one of their ministers, Robert Fulghum, said something so beautiful about this. He wrote, "I believe that imagination is stronger than knowledge, that myth is more potent than history. Dreams are more powerful than facts. Hope always triumphs over experience. Laughter is our best response to grief, and I believe that love is stronger than death." In the coming days, then, let's collapse the wave a little differently than we might have in the past, shall we? Let us know that we are right now creating that world that works for all. Nobody left behind. Nobody less than. Nobody poor and without. Love is not a choice, but our natural state. A world in which every smile is a healing opportunity, and every word is a blessing. Yeah. Let's collapse the wave of possibility and know that with every choice we make, we shape a world where justice and joy flow fully and equally for all. We begin with imagination. We turn ourselves into possibilitarians. We persist with faith. And we end with, and so it is. Is that correct? And so it is, and thank you very much. I forgot to do Reverend Sunshine's readings. So we're gonna back up a little bit and do those, and then we're gonna go into prayer. Okay, thank you for the recognition. Thank you for being with me. Let's be possibilitarians together. It sounds like fun. Okay, so let's go to these readings that Reverend Sunshine has been doing for us, and I'd like you to please read these with me because they are beautiful, and they do make a difference. Together. Today, I will make an effort not to make someone else the cause of my discomfort. Judging gets no one anywhere, and that is the damn truth. The beauty of being present is it's truthful, even if we might not always like what it see. So often, we look through a lens clouded with judgment rather than unfogging the lens and seeing what's actually there. And so it is. Those are great. Those are great readings. They're great books, by the way. So now we're going to move into prayer. Shall we do that? So I would like to ask all the ministers and the practitioners, emeriti and other, as Suzanne brings up the prayer box here. And I ask us all to just relax. Take a breath. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. As we move within and know The infinite possibility is my reality. It is the reality of God, the reality for each one of us, should we choose to accept it. This is not mission impossible. This is our mission of love. And in that recognition, I accept and know that the yes of God is speaking itself eternally from the maternity bed of the universe, so that every question, every request, every plea, every prayer, like those in this prayer box, is not only met, but scooped up, brought close, and breathed upon with the yes that is creation itself. And so in making the request, we open that door and we allow the possibility to become a reality. I accept and know that this happens every day, all the time, whether we think about it or not. But as we think about it, we make it our own and we make it good. And so in this moment, I claim and know for all peace, divine order, and right action, harmony, and wholeness, not only for individuals and animals, but for the earth itself, Mother Gaia. She is not a lump of rock, she lives. She is an entity, a being, and deserves our love. I know that spirit surrounding each of us in each prayer, knowing the highest good for all, and right now, I claim health, healing, and wholeness for Sylvia Dean, Bruce Bluen, Eugenia Hollister, and divine right action for our beloved Grady May Nobles. And right now, I am knowing peace, harmony, and love for countries that are at war. I accept and know that this too passes, and the possibility of peace, collaboration, understanding is real. And in this moment, I claim it as the reality that is emerging even now, despite appearances. I claim for us and for all of life the love of God that keeps us moving, the power of God that allows us to become more, and the protection of God that holds us safe. And at this time, I invite you now, if there's anyone who is knocking at the door of your consciousness, asking for prayer, please say your name and their names into this space, this transmission of energy that we are doing right now. And as the names are spoken, how good it is to feel the love, the desire, the compassion, the caring, the wanting more and better for everyone in this room. And I accept and know that this room is the symbol of the world, so that our globe is enhanced, uplifted. All is good. Whether they believe it or not, it is our truth and we know it to be so. And I am really, really, really grateful for every manifestation now and to come, because my imagination has no boundaries. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you, Suzanne.
Let's give this one some more love. Was that a fabulous, fabulous service? Are we all ready to become possibilitarians? Okay, as we prepare our gifts, this is our conscious giving time. And as you know, we have a website, and on that website has a donate button that you can go to very easily. And there are so many ways to give. There's text to give, Zelle to give. We have a QR code to give. We have lots of ways to make it easy for all our live streamers and for us sitting right here in our seats. So as you prepare your gift, Remember that you're opening yourself up to infinite possibilities as you give, because we step into that beautiful law of circulation that allows us to give and to receive. Yes. So hold your gift to your heart and let us share in our giving affirmation. There is no limit to the source of our being, nor to its willingness to manifest more of itself through us when we are willing to do its will. And so it is. So once our music begins, please feel free to get up and move around and place your gift in the basket. Pledge cards are still being accepted if you have any question about how to do that. And so let us hold our gifts up.
In the 1970s, they had a subgenre of jazz called spiritual jazz, where the musicians would use their music as a way to connect to a deeper spirit, to the creator, to the universe. So I'm gonna play one of those standards. The creator has a master plan. The Creator has a working plan, peace and happiness for every man. The Creator has a working plan, peace and happiness for every man. The Creator has a master plan, peace and happiness for all the land. The Creator has a master plan, peace and happiness for every land.
master plan. We love it. Okay, we appreciate everyone who participated in the service today. That includes all of you. Thank you so much. Our musicians, our speaker, Reverend Katherine, was fantastic. Our practitioners and everyone who contributed to today's service. If you're visiting with us for the first time and haven't received the visitor's packet, please pick one up on your way out the door on the table. Our practitioners offer many services to support you, your well-being, such as we're available immediately after service in the prayer center in the back of the room. And some practitioners offers spiritual coaching sessions. Please check the website or the foyer of the social hall for our contact information. And you can also request a prayer through the Ministry of Prayer or by placing a prayer in our prayer box in the back of the sanctuary. The Season for Nonviolence, that's where we're at next, is we have, let's see how it goes. There's a youth who reads today, and who do we have? Well, maybe we don't have a youth today. So I'm assuming that what she was going to read is on the PowerPoint. Does it start out, today I prevent? Okay, here we go. So let's read that together. Today I prevent a situation from escalating or deteriorating by stepping in, taking a stand, and speaking the truth. All right then. So now we go into our closing affirmation. Is it on there too? Not yet. Okay. So would you like to stand? With God, all things are possible. I declare this as my compass in life. I am a possibilitarian, and so it is.
As we stand for our closing song, Blessed Always, when you all please sing along, smile to somebody, show some love to somebody, please stand up. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say Amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be Give thanks. Have a blessed Sunday, a blessed week. Give thanks.